Alright, so up next we have Uncharted Drake's Fortune with on PlayStation 4.
All right. So yeah, my name is TwanM4n, and you don't actually see me, right? You see a little bit of me, but the guy back behind me is Remy, and I'm gonna do an Uncharted 1 any percent no airwalk speedrun. So yeah, let's get right into it. I'm nervous, but it's only because Remy's behind me and he's the one on camera. If it were me, I wouldn't be nearly as nervous right now. So yeah, the game mode we choose is continuous speedrun so that we have a timer for verification purposes. We're gonna do the run on Explorer. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna start the time when I skip the cutscene, so I'll go with 3, 2, 1 and then go when we skip the first movie. I gave Remy a treat in the hopes that he'll stay there at least for a little bit. And if he moves, I can move the camera back to me. So I saw him using Donut Drake, so I'm ready to roll with that. And we'll start when I skip this movie in 3, 2, 1, go. I'm immediately going to go into, oops, not options, bonuses. More time loss. Skins. Donut Drake. Boom. And we got a big Drake. The only time loss, I believe, just comes from comes from going into the menu and actually changing to Donut Drake. I've done one complete speed run with Donut Drake at a marathon recently, and I got a PB. So we'll see how that goes. There's a couple differences between the PS4 version of Uncharted 1 and the PS3 version. The PS4 version runs at 60 FPS, so some tricks are a little bit harder. There's one trick where we use launches with a vine that can only be really done reasonably on PS3.
Oh, no, you don't.
So we don't do that. Wow. There we go. I was like, what? Nate's getting stuck there. This category is called any percent no airwalk because the airwalk is a strat, a tech, movement, whatever you want to call it, that skips from chapter 4 all the way to chapter 13, and it's really boring. All you do is just run in nothingness for about 6 to 10 minutes, depending on the category that you're running. So this is the most popular category that gets rid of the airwalk, which is just the worst. It looks cool, but you're also just walking for 6 minutes. And Drake even do the clipping. Donut Drake. There we go. So what I did right there is a strat that you're going to see me use time and time and time again over the course of this run, where I just position myself just right of a wall. A lot of walls will allow you to clip through them if there's space on the other side, and I was able to clip through that door that way right there. But we're going to skip a lot of puzzles and just a lot of content in general by clipping through walls. That one was just for show. The main movement considerations in this run deal with Nate's 3 different kinds of speed. Right here when he's talking with Sully and moving forward, this is like his slowest, like cinematic conversation speed. We're going to minimize that as much as possible. There's his out of combat, normal, just jogging kind of speed. And we're about to get into that, and when I get into that, I'm going to be jumping as much as possible.
Just about there.
Because the jumping is a little bit faster than just the out-of-combat speed. And then Nate has a combat speed, which we're going to try to be in that combat speed as often as possible. And we can trick the game into thinking we're in combat when we really aren't. Also, anytime I'm going up steps or landing from a larger fall, I'm going to pull out the gun and at least aim or possibly shoot. I'm going to roll to skip some slow walking here. And the shooting animation overrides the landing animation, which is, the shooting is obviously faster than the rolling landing animation, so that saves a little bit of time over the course of the run. Normally, Nate would jump across all these pillars to get to this rock. Ah, I missed it first try.
What do you think this is, Lincoln? Nah, it's older than that.
But
1,000 years older.
there it is. But you can roll on that little root or rock or whatever it is, and it gets Nate just high enough to make it up to this platform and push the rock over. So I saved a little bit of time by getting that in the first couple tries. And you'll see me jumping down steps and shooting when I land, again to save me some time, because the other animations are a little bit slower. Fortunately, Donut Drake's model doesn't really cause too many issues. There are a couple visual cues that are problematic. Oops. Silly. Say hi, Remy. Hopefully he doesn't say anything. If he barks, that might be that might be a problem. I keep looking back at him. Alright. We don't need Sully's help to open this door. This could be an issue with Nate's model clipping through this wall, because I have to clip and then fall in a certain way, otherwise I will die. I think we made it. Yes, cool. Get up, Nate. There we go. Most of the wall clips are pretty simple and not terribly dangerous, but there are a couple that require a little bit more technique to get through without there being problems. Normally you would do a puzzle over here where you'd push some buttons and then fall into this hole and push a block and then swim through some water and climb back up on the other side of this wall. But we're just gonna clip through here. We just need to not fall in the hole. So we're already skipping, you know, little chunks of time here and there just in chapter 2 alone. I'm gonna do this really slowly because I don't want to die. PB strats would not involve me doing this that slowly. I'd jump across to the platform. Casually, the camera swings in front of Nate, and it's kind of an Indiana Jones-esque scene right here where he's running away from the pillars falling and everything collapsing. But since we're breaking the game a little bit, that does not happen here. I'm going to roll up these steps a little bit to avoid some slow walking. I see some regulars. How's it going? You still back there, Remy? Ugh, you've knocked the ball off the bed. What are you doing? I'm going to walk over to the right to start the cutscene a little early. This is one that is sometimes difficult to get first try, but definitely with the Donut Drake. Oh! I'm doing better than my last run with Donut Drake. It took me 2 tries to get that. I used the strap on his back as a visual cue, and Donut Drake's model kind of stretches it out a little bit, so it makes it a little tougher to get a visual cue there. If I just clip through that area and run, I'll fall off into nothingness and die. Well, that's not what I'm trying to do, Donut Drake! Oh my gosh. So I have to like stand on a little sliver of floor in the wall and then jump to jump past the death plane. Normally you'd have to swim around this submarine to get into it, but there's actually an invisible wall right here that I can clip through. Yep. And then when that timer on the top right turns to zeros at the bottom on the current, then I can restart checkpoint and I'm inside the sub.
What do you see? Something nasty happened to these guys.
There's blood everywhere. And soup.
What?
And this is pretty slow. You enjoying your treat? You doing okay? You're kind of hiding behind the bookcase now, pup. Can't do this terribly quickly.
The trail just got warm again.
How so?
Well, I just met a guy with pockets full of Spanish gold. Only the coins are stamped with a mint mark I've never seen before.
You're kidding me.
Looks like our German friends had a little secret.
Sully's got a lot of lines that I love. Many other video game characters could say these lines, and I wouldn't care at all. Victor Sullivan talking about soup. Wait, that's not Sully. That's Sully says what after Nate. Oh my gosh, Sully's the one that says what? Heck.
Cozy.
Anyway, we're almost done with this section in the sub. I'm going to try a clip here in a second. I like to say during marathons, I might not get this first try because more often than not I get it first try.
That's probably bad.
So I'm just going to stick with that. For some reason, when you try to skip certain cutscenes, the cursor will be at skip movie, which is quicker, obviously. I don't have to press up to go to the bottom one, the bottom option. Oh, small jump there. Gotta avoid that brutal combo. This next one will be the same way, right here. Just automatically at skip movie for whatever reason. I don't really understand why. This is the clip that I'm sometimes not the best at. Well, look at that. Getting lost. Okay. Don't wanna go too far up. I want your gun. Appreciate you. That AK is gonna come in very handy at the end of this chapter. Why you gotta be standing right there, my guy?
Stay close.
I'm gonna jump right next to this pillar, and that guy shouldn't cause me any problems. Yeah. Missed me.
Long story. Tell you later.
Gotta kill all of these guys. Normally I'd run past a lot of guys, but I want to trigger a checkpoint here. Will you die? Pop out, pop out. There we go. And then I'm going to restart checkpoint. When I restart checkpoint, I'll end up behind that last guy that I killed. I jumped a little bit until we got into combat speed. I'm gonna make this big jump. I want everyone but one person down here to die. Alright, I'm gonna leave that one guy down there alive. Kill these two guys. Go, 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 go. I'm gonna switch to the AK here at the end. For some reason, you exit combat speed right there in that little hallway. I'm gonna kill all three of these guys, and when I kill the last guy, I'm gonna... Oh, I didn't mean to reload there. I'm gonna hold fire going into the cutscene. And by doing that, I trick the game into thinking I'm in combat in Chapter 4, when I should have no reason to be in combat. So I get to run quickly at the start of Chapter 4. And I'm gonna skip this gate here. And that skips a flag to spawn enemies at the beginning of Chapter 4 by not shooting that lock and going through the gate normally. Yeah, I used to live in Raleigh, and the guy that you guys are chatting with that says he's from Anderson was my roommate. I told him I was doing a marathon, and gave him all the deets. I was like, you're from Anderson, right? Alright, so you know, normally there'd be a bunch of folks spawning and shooting at me, But we don't have to worry about them at the beginning of Chapter 4. There is a problem, though. If I die or soft lock, which is possible in Chapter 4, I go to the very beginning of Chapter 4. So we're going to try to not do that. This rock I'm about to try and roll on will soft lock me if I do it in a not great way. Oh, yes. Love it. Normally it takes me a couple tries to get that. So I skipped the soft lock there. I was like, that's not your name. This clip can be troublesome for me sometimes. It's been real nice to me lately, though. Oh, he's moving. Alright, I'm going to focus on this because if I die here, I'm in big trouble. I can move the camera back in a second if I need to. Big jump! Ooh. I reach a checkpoint when I make it to the other bridge here in a second. Oh, I'm going to take it real slow. I can bring Remy back on stream if he moves away from the camera. Alright, we're almost there. I've died even right here before. And we're good. Upper. This is not a good spot to do the jump. Am I gonna make it? Yes. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna shoot this guy on this truck, blow the truck up. I'm gonna try to cross this truck and jump to the next rock over before the truck falls. And then if I restart checkpoint, I'm up here instead of having to wait for the truck to fall, so that saves me a couple seconds. Alright, so far so good. I think most people would say that the first little half or third of this run's their least favorite. Ooh, almost missed that. It'd nip at your ankles. Alright. I'm gonna skip cutscene and when it starts to pan away from the plane. Oh gosh. Alright, I'm gonna try to do a clip here. I'm gonna focus a little bit more than I normally would, because this barrel can blow up on me. Oh, but I still made it. Oof. That was close. That rope trap doesn't activate if you do the skip. If you leap over an object as Nate, Nate's like landing animation overrides any like obstacle in his way. So Nate's able to just pass through the wall there by jumping over the exploding barrel. But there's some crates further along in that little area that I could also leap over, so there is fortunately backup strat. And I'm gonna avoid all these rope traps over here by walking around out of bounds. The camera flips on you there, which is aggravating. Can easily clip you back in bounds. We got a good, okay run going so far. My my last PB marathon time was a 5:37 right there, and it was a 17, I think. So that was a good chapter 4. It takes a second for the for the fortress here to load in, because I'm cheating the game, cheat running. Remy's shy. He's facing away a little bit. I need to focus. I don't want to fall off the side of this fortress. There's a clip here that can give me lots and lots of problems. That means be nice to me, game. I'm respecting you. Oh, thank you. Love it. I mean, that wasn't perfect, but my regulars can attest to me getting a little unhappy about being stuck at that wall, because you have to stand on the very corner of a box and clip, otherwise the clip won't work, and it's a pretty finicky position to be at. Alright, here we go. There we go. The auto aim, you get auto aim on Explorer, and normally that's really helpful for this run, but not helpful right there, because I'm trying to shoot the barrel, not the guy that it's auto aiming at.
Place could use a good plumber.
I want to kill that guy really quickly. He can be annoying. Normally this would be another like set piece with a bunch of guys coming out of the waterworks. Quite literally. I'm just gonna kill a couple critical ones. What? How did you not die? Clip through this gate and then back through to hit a trigger. Otherwise I don't get a checkpoint. Alright. Ooh. Chunky Drake did not make a big jump there. Yeah, I was living with this guy when I adopted Remy. Kilt. Way back in the 2014. Remy is a 6.5-year-old Australian Shepherd ? Doggo. I'm sure he's not a full breed since I adopted him from a shelter. Swim around. When I get to the top of these steps, I'm going to restart checkpoint because it starts a new chapter and puts me at the top of the steps. Saves me a couple seconds. I'm going to clip her immediately through here and up onto some steps. Oh! I rolled when I meant to jump, but it didn't kill me. Yeah, Remy is a very good human liking dog. Not always the best of friends with other dogs. He's got a couple doggo friends, but I've worked with him a little bit to be a little bit more friendly about sharing his toys and whatnot. Alright, I'm going to get ammo up over here. Going into this part, this can be a little stressful. I'm going to shoot this turret guy to get him away from the turret for a second so I can clip in here without him loading me full of bullets. Not working. Alright, I gotta exit. I might die here, which isn't the worst case scenario. Oh, he's on the turret, I'm dead. Alright. Deaths happen in this game, for sure. I want this gun. Oh good, I killed him. This spot can be a little... I'm not like right on it. Why am I not... Ugh. There we go. There we go. Cool. I'll take that death over a couple of other deaths I could have had already. I'll probably be a little bit behind my PB at this point, though. I was probably on PB pace there for a second. Alright. I want to switch to my rifle as late as possible so I've got enough ammo to mow through all these guys. I'll exit combat speed right here, jump over to this gate. Normally you'd look at a helmet and start a little scene there, and then a guy would pop through here to open the door for you, but we don't need to do that. We can just clip through. Alright. Kill these guys to take a little bit of pressure off of me. Nope. There we go. And we're about to start a little auto-scroller, quote-unquote auto-scroller section, where we're on a sort of Jeep chase thing,
Where'd she go?
chapter, whatever you want to call it. Scary jump. Off the edge here. Jump, 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 jump. Shoot to go up the steps. Hey, pupper. You tired?
This must have been Drake's.
What does he look like? Can you guys even see much of him? Oh, his head's hiding behind me. Oh, he didn't like that. I made too much sound. I hit the table and it made him angry. I'm disturbing the doggo's sleep, his nappo. I'm sorry, Ram. Oop. On Explorer, this is painfully easy. Yeah, Remy doesn't sleep in the bed with me because if I roll over, he, like, does not like that. He grumbles and jumps out of the bed, so not a fan of, like, sudden vibrations, sudden movements. There's a couple things that I have to do in this chapter to survive. Killing these guys is not required. But there will be a segment here in this minute where there will be a Jeep coming right at me and I've got to shoot that, otherwise it'll run me over and kill me no matter what difficulty I'm on. And then there's a rock wall when we get inside of a little cavey, tunnely area that I've got to shoot to clear the path. Did he eat all that food already inside of the bowl? Yes, he did. I'm glad my run was a little later because we had a thunderstorm earlier and Remy does not handle thunderstorms well. That could have been a problem. But he had some time to calm down. I was able to take him on a walk. Now he's ready for sleep. Have some of that. Yeah, so this game's gonna be run at SGDQ here in about what, 2 months. My bud, the guy that taught me how to run the game, Ascari, is gonna be rooming with me at GDQ and running this game, and I hope he'd be so kind as to let me sit on the couch. We'll see how that goes. I'll kick him out of the hotel room if he doesn't. Boom. Now he can do whatever he wants. He's way better than me at this game. I think he's got like a low 42 in this game. Gibberty was on a plane recently. I don't know where he was flying because he didn't tell me. Shoot some of these trees with really weird physics. Yeah, my PB, I got at a marathon I did last week on Sunday. I got a 46:53 with Donut Drake, and that means I probably would have had like a 46:40 something. Had I not used Donut Drake, which isn't too bad. How do you turn around? World record is a 39 something, low 39 I think by Arams. Arams is, if you look at any of the Uncharted leaderboards, Arams got most of them on lock. Arams destroys the Uncharted games. But Ascari's been charging up the leaderboard recently. There's some strats that only the top 2 or 3 runners use that are, oof. I haven't been able to do them one time, and I've tried more than a few times. Alright. Back to business. the quote-unquote auto-scroller is over. When the camera pans while I'm in the water, I'm going to restart checkpoint because it'll put me on land. I'm going to shoot as soon as I spawn there to get immediately into combat. I'm going to clip out here. Hang out of bounds and not fall to my death. Hopefully it won't clip back in right here. I did not. Then we'll skip a bunch of door opening, blah 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 stuff. Right onto the jet ski. Man, I love jet skis. I'm very close to those barrels. For better or worse, jet skis control like jet skis in this game. Don't shoot that barrel, okay. Which the first jet ski segment isn't too bad. That's another section where auto aim can really get you, because I'm trying to shoot the barrel, not the dude. We skipped the second jet ski segment, which in most runners' opinion is the worst. But the third jet ski segment can also be a little bit of a pain. Alright, restart checkpoint. I'm going to do my first photo mode jump here. We're going to skip a lot of content here by clipping into the customs house. I'm going to shoot there to go into combat speed. Uh-oh, damn. You can actually use photo mode for speedrunning purposes. So we're going to skip, like, I can't remember just how much content, maybe like a chapter or so. But it doesn't load in this next area yet, because we're not supposed to be here yet. But I'm going to jump, go into photo mode, spin around, load in the next area, exit photo mode, and hopefully don't die. Yeah! So by going into photo mode and loading in the room, that keeps me from falling to my death. There's actually something loading in there. I want to grab that gun. And again, we've skipped a lot of stuff, so there's no guys yet. As soon as I clip through this gate, you'll see that there's a guy that spawns on that side of the gate. I don't know why. This door can be a little bit of a pain. Oh, I thought I had it, and then I didn't. This door has killed a lot of runs for a lot of runners. This is a marathon run, so I'm not too concerned as long as I can eventually get through it. There we go. This is a soft lock hallway. I have to completely restart and just start from the next chapter if I die on this like hallway balcony thing, because I cannot even reload. I've goofed the game up so much. Remy! Oh no. No! Remy, that's really bad. Remy started to go underneath the computer, and that freaked me out because that could hurt him. So now I actually have to quit the main menu and start from chapter 11. And that invalidates this run. Alright. So if I made it to the end of that balcony and shot the lock off the door and jumped over, then I would be right here where this room is. There must be a storm or something, because he only does that if he's freaked out. Hopefully I can make it through this no problem, because I would like to have a rifle for this segment. You know what, I'll just grab this one, wait for this turret guy to stop, because he will absolutely wreck me. Well, that's unfortunate. That was... I'm glad I don't have a timer that I'm looking at myself right now, because I'm pretty sure I was pretty close to PB pace right there. But the run is not a run anymore. I'm going to jump there because Remy. Nate does a slow walk, and I want to skip as much of that slow walk as I can. I want to not fall off the edge there. I'm going to go back to out of combat speed right there, so I'm going to jump a little bit. I got to kill all of these guys to start the next chapter. I want to get the AK from this guy because it makes it easier to kill the next set of guys. Yeah, don't knock it off the edge, my friend. Ugh! I always forget I got to go past one little corridor there. Kill that guy. 1, 2... I know there's one more. 3. Alright, here's the third jet ski segment in the game, because we skipped number 2. This is fun because you're going upriver. And I'm just going to let Elena shoot wildly once we start encountering the barrels and hope that, wow, let's play some pinball. Hope that she hits the barrels as I get near them. The barrels are going to spawn in the same place no matter what, but Elena is not going to shoot the barrels with the same accuracy every time, so that's the source of RNG comes from Elena's accuracy and not the barrels. And also it's just kind of hard to stay on the same line heading upriver on a jet ski, so that's also can introduce some problems. Elena's doing a good job today. I died on the marathon run I did last time that I PB'd on because I ran into a barrel that I was really hoping Elena would shoot before she got there. Remy's proud of himself and passed out after spooking me there for a second. There we go. I took that a little slower than more gently than normal because sometimes I can run into one of those 3 barrels. That one was close. Probably wouldn't have killed me though. Alright, I'm going to take a right path here and then left. That's usually the best way to avoid getting killed here. Hopefully that guy, yeah, okay, we took care of the sniper that, oh, we bumped. That's bad. Oh, go. Please go. No. Almost there. Oh. I did a spook on myself there. That was very, very close. Alright, we can skip this first little bit of platforming by just jumping into the water and grabbing this little ledge here. Come on, Nathan. Oh, okay, I didn't even know you can hold onto that ledge. That was a very short jump. Alright, yeah, I want him to shoot at me so I get combat speed. Alright. Alright, clip through, no problem. I'm going to roll at the top of these second steps to avoid a little bit of slow walking. The first part of the slow walking. I'm going to grab a gun, a handgun over here, because I'm going to need ammo for the next couple chapters. I'm going to use my other gun to run out of ammo while I run up steps. Again, you know, there'd be some guys with laser, spotty, whatever guns those are, eagles or whatever they... I don't remember what guns are in this game. The AK and the normal handguns, all I care about. Restart checkpoint. I only want to kill that guy because I want to stay in combat speed. We got another photo mode jump coming up. This one's a little bit more tricky because I need to jump and pause before I hit a death plane that will kill Elena no matter what. Oh, I panicked a little bit there. Okay, we did it. Cool. I'm going to touch this door to start the next chapter. Hopefully it'll say 15 here in a second. There we go. There's a trickier strat, the highest level strat, called Puzzle Skip, where you don't touch the chapter 15 trigger. Man, this is going too well. And you would do something called Puzzle Skip up here, where you'd do a hover basically on those headstones over there, but instead I'm going to clip in and just do the puzzle because it's a lot less scary. Oh, well, I clipped right back out. So puzzle skip would skip this puzzle. It would maintain your combat speed going into the next chapter. And there's a gate that I'm going to clip through here in a second that is not down if you do puzzle skip. It does take a minute to actually perform the puzzle skip, but it still saves, I think, about, if both tricks are done optimally, I think about 80 seconds. This door is going to come up and we're going to get some Kingdom Hearts action. Nothing behind it. What's wrong, pup? You don't like that I'm moving around so much? He's like, it's bedtime.
No way but forward.
What are you doing, Dad?
Yeah.
I know. He's a sweet boy. He just
What is this?
wants his beauty sleep, even though he's
Really elaborate way to hide
the
it.
most beautiful beast on the planet. As is. Alright, I don't want to be doing that. Useless gun. So normally you'd be like avoiding some braziers and doing a little puzzle here, but we're just going to clip through this gate. And jump. Get that big jump from Nate. Normally we would step on this elevator and lower this bridge, but we don't have time for that. I'm going to try to do a jump here that looks kind of mirrors edgy, and hopefully I won't die. There's a little plane there. Okay, we made it. I was very worried about that for a second. You're just low enough to not die. I'm sorry, Remy. I just looked back at him and he was upset. Pupset. Last man alive gets the gold.
Hey, Boule! Last man alive gets the gold.
I'm sorry, pup. I'll let you nap.
Kill them.
So I gotta kill all of these guys to avoid an Elena death trigger if I try to continue without killing these guys. Alright, guy with gun. Guy with magnum to be specific, he can be problematic. Man, this is going a little slow. Oh, I want you to die real quick. He can one-shot me. And there's one more guy that can one-shot me over here. Oh, hello. Appreciate you for missing me. And I shot right after killing him to maintain combat speed. I'm going to shoot here to try and keep this guy over. Oh, thanks for that. Sometimes that sniper hits you, sometimes he misses you wildly, and he just missed me enough to not kill me. Right. We're just gonna mosey our way on over here to chapter 17, where we encounter the monsters for the first time. Nate does a weird limbo there. Roll up the steps to save some time. Skip movie. We're going to jump back and look for the ladder. Here it is. This is the one time when I want to die. After Lena gets to the top and the camera pans back down to Nate, I'm going to run into the nearby hole and kill myself, and it will actually speed up this little segment and start the next cutscene.
Looks like an
Aw,
old
pupper.
hoist or something.
You're on the couch now.
There's a rope. I'll try to lower
I don't know if you can see him or not. I tried to move it up a little bit, but I gotta kill myself real quick. Or I gotta kill Nate real quick, to be more specific. I'm gonna grab this AK.
Just get that rope down here! Fast!
I'm just gonna watch Eddie. Or, man, I forget everyone's names. Pretty sure that's Eddie. Wherever he aims, that's where I'm gonna go. Even though I think they spawn in the same spot over and over. I am not running low on ammo, though. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? Cool. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to kill here, and then Elena will lower the rope. Real good puppersy. A group of 2 will pop out. Oh, hello. Oh, there's one more. Hello. So we've skipped a lot of content here at the end. Like, we went from chapter 13 to chapter 18 pretty quickly. We're gonna skip from chapter 18 to chapter 20 here in a second. There's a segment here where Nate would descend into a sub and fight some, a lot more of these monsters, but we're gonna skip all of that. Dunfire and has a degree in pupper spotting. I'm just spamming the shoot button, fire button to get way ahead of Elena here. So instead of climbing on those pipes, I'm going to go over here, which is where you exit at the end of chapter 19, I believe. And I'm going to clip through this little wall. And hopefully not fall off the edge, and then jump at the ladder. Nailed it. And the game's like, what? You already did that little escape thing with the mercenaries and monsters? I guess you're in chapter 20 now. Oh, he moved back down. I'm gonna restart checkpoint to stop. There's a little segment where he talks to Sully and walks really slowly. On the walkie-talkie, that is, he talks to Sully. There's normally like a church standoff here with some snipers and a couple waves of baddies. On the move. But we're gonna skip as much of that as we can. Why am I not jumping? I want to get their attention. I did not mean to kill that guy, actually. I think I still have combat speed, though. I want to shoot at them so I get combat speed. We're going to avoid this whole confrontation by clipping back into this church thing. Nate, get in there, my friend. Okay. This church is where, like, sanctuary, whatever you want to call it, is where, like, 4 or 5 big segments are, but you skip all of them in this game. Normally there'd be a firefight in here, but we've skipped some flags for that. We don't need Sully to help us move this altar. We're just going to fall in. Nate? There we go. You want to tell me what's going on? We're going to not go all the way down these hallways. We're just going to clip in here.
It's cursed or
Fall
something.
down.
Look, I know it sounds crazy. You just gotta trust me.
This is going to be a good time, I think. Oops. I forget that one's always at Skip Movie. Too bad it's invalid. Kill that guy. Oh, my jump got 8. I'm going to roll to avoid having to reload here. Alright, this is the last chapter. Time will be soonish. When I make it to the helicopter where Elaine is at, I'll tell you when the time will be. Oops, I need to clip into these crates. Get in there. I need to walk far left. Don't fall off the boat, but clip in through the last set of crates. Normally you'd fight some waves of enemies with the last bad guy, Navarro, I believe. But we can skip all that. Alright, there's going to be 2 melee segments here with this guy. The second set of combos, so I'll combo and then I'll have to run up to him again and combo him a second time. When I do an uppercut the last time, that's when I'll say time. So this is the first combo. And then I'm going to run up to him for a second combo. And time. And that is Uncharted 1, any percent no airwalk on the PS4. You okay, Ram?
Elena. Elena. Oh God. Elena.
That's the game. Oh, 4740? That's not too bad.
You all right?
Remy. I had a couple deaths there that probably slowed me down a little more than I realized. Hey, come here. You guys haven't seen my face yet. But yeah, I appreciate you guys letting me do the run. Unfortunately, it's an invalid run, but I showed you 99.9% of the run. But, look at this puppo. Thank you guys for donating so you guys could see Remy throughout the run. He was actually pretty nice and stayed in place for a while. You two got a funny idea, romantic. Be a cool run. Easy to learn. The community's super nice.
Pretty typical.
But
It's a shame we're leaving empty-handed, though.
yeah, I was thinking of other words to say, but you can just look at Remy for a little bit longer if you want. He's a little wiggly dog when I hold him. Are you a wiggly pup? So yeah, thanks so much for having me at the marathon, and good luck to the people running the marathon and the people running at the marathon.
You look like hell.
You should
Say
see the
bye.
other guy. Got us a boat?
We already have a boat.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
boat. I like this one better.
I like this one better.
Alright, well, thank you very much for your awesome run there, TwanM4n. Thank you, Remy, being an awesome champ. So, I'm going to take over here for the last, hopefully 1 or 2 nights or runs of the night. I am Toko Tomcat. And we're going to be going on with some Splatoon 2 with Ghost Senpai very, very shortly. So, stay tuned for that. But before I go, I did want to mention we do have a donation instead of bid award out there for Inkling Boy or Girl. So that is definitely up for grabs. So if you definitely want to get in on that, time is now. Alright, but just a reminder before we're going to take the intermission. We're going to be at Planet Comics in Anderson, South Carolina tomorrow. It's going to be starting at around about 11:30ish, depending on how long it takes us to get set up. And the plan is to start around noon Eastern with Luigi's Mansion with Admiral. So that's going to start us off with our Nintendo Day. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Then on Sunday we'll be at Open World Gaming in Greenville. So we'll be there as well. So that'll be for day 3. Alright, but like I said, we'll be back with Splatoon 2 in just a few moments. Again, if you want to get in on that bid war to get the Inkling Girl or Inkling Boy, now is the time. Now is the time. And again, this is Distance Arcade's Play Live 2019.